Almost 2 weeks ago, I made a video about a YouTuber by the name of Joy Sparkle BS, and if you have not seen that video, I'll give you the rundown right now. I called her out on her obsession over the Daddy-O-5 drama, and I said she was exploiting the kids who were being abused, and so on and so on, and I called her obsessed because she made like 12 plus videos a day about the drama. Yeah, yeah, clearly this woman has a very, very productive life, right? So anyways, I called her out on that, and that video blew the fuck up. I did not expect... I figured that video was going to get some attention, but not anywhere to the extent that it did. And I didn't expect it to happen so quickly, so thank you to all who viewed that video, I guess. And, well, that video had a mostly positive reception, but, well, it also had its fair share of negative reception. And I'm not afraid to say this, and I'm very confident when I say this. Joy Sparkle BS fans are some of the dumbest fans I've ever come across on YouTube. And that's saying a lot because I've dealt with Undertale fans, Five Nights at Freddy's fans, Leafy fans, Original Blood Ace fans. You know, I've dealt with a lot of Cancer's fan bases, but this one is special. I've never seen a fan base, at least on any of my videos, kiss someone's ass so much. Jesus Christ. And, you know, when I get a whole bunch of stupid comments from stupid fans of whatever, I love showing off the comments in a video and having a whole video dedicated to that fan base. And, well, Joy Sparkle BS's fan base is no exception. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to facepalm, because you're going to be doing a lot of that throughout this video. Anyways, let's begin. Get a life, Mikey. I assume you want everyone to sit on their hands and do nothing for those kids. At least she did something and spoke up. What did you do? I made a video calling out Daddy-O-5, and I think what he did, well, him and his wife did to those kids were disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And, you know, I don't like the assumption that you think nothing should be done about those kids, because I did. But everyone else was already doing something, so what else could I do? All I did was just spread the word, and I felt like that was enough. Of course, like, not a whole bunch of people saw that video, and it wasn't much, but still, it was something. What did you do, John Doe? Because I go on your channel, it's a blank channel, and I highly doubt you did anything to help those kids out. You didn't even make a video calling out Daddy-O-5, so who the fuck are you to say that I did nothing? And I made a reply saying pretty much everything I said just a second ago, and he writes back, "You did nothing, that's right. Don't worry, it was a theoretical question. If you don't like her videos, get a f***ing life and don't watch them instead of whining, please." So, what are you doing on my video? Really, you clearly didn't like my video, and you clearly don't like me, so why are you wasting your time? Why are you bothering to call me out? Because you're obviously not practicing what you preach, otherwise you wouldn't have made a comment at all. So, why don't you just fuck off and move on with your life instead of bitching over my video? Of course, he has as much of a right to call me out as much as of a right I do to call Joy Sparkle BS out, but I'm using his logic against him, because this is what I love about stupid fans. They say, oh, you should do something better with your life, and, you know, just ignore whatever you're calling out, while they're the ones bitching and moaning over the person's opinion and clearly not practicing what they preach, because they're obviously not moving on with their day, because a video triggered them so much that they felt the need to say something about it and whine about it in the comments. So if you don't like me, don't watch me. Don't give me any of your attention. And also, this same logic can be applied to Joy Sparkle. Her channel is revolved around people she doesn't like. She made like 90 videos on Daddy-O-5, and probably the same amount on Onision. So why couldn't she ignore Onision and Daddy-O-5 and move on with her day? And ignore them. See? I bet you don't like it when I use your logic on your idol. So, how come Joy Sparkle BS is allowed to call people out and make video after video about them, but I'm not allowed to call her out and make one video on her? Explain that, please. Anyone is free to explain this. Really. Why is she allowed to do it, and why am I not allowed to do it? Really, I'd love an explanation on that. Anyway. Aren't you obsessing a little bit over her too, making whiny videos about her? I only made one rant on her. And, you know, you might say, oh, this is the second video on her, but, well, this comment was made when that one video was posted. So, whatever. What makes you watch her? If I hate the Kardashians, I don't watch them, and their feed is blocked along with thousands of other nonsensual feeds that I also don't watch. I'm gonna ask you again. It seems you didn't get it. What did you do for those kids, and that makes it okay for you to criticize her? Well, I've already answered that, and I've already gone over how hypocritical his point is about not watching her. But here's the thing. Here's what makes me want to respond to this comment in this video. How am I obsessing over her? I made one rant on her and that's it. And while this video is technically a second video about her, but it's more so about her fans. And well, after this video, I don't intend on making another video about her. So how the fuck is that an obsession? Really, that's something else I don't get. How the fuck is making one video an obsession? And who are you to call out someone being obsessed over another YouTuber when the YouTuber you like is clearly obsessed with other YouTubers? Again, she made like nearly 100 videos on Daddy05 and nearly 100 videos on Onision. So, again, why is it okay for her to make videos on other people, but it's not okay for me to make videos on other people? This is what I don't get about this person. They clearly penalize me for calling her out when she can do whatever she wants. She can call out other YouTubers all she wants. She gets a free pass from this guy, but I'm the bad guy for doing the same exact fucking thing on a much smaller scale. Whatever. You felt like calling her out on this? Because you are entitled by what, exactly? Your own lack of action? What the fuck am I doing here? Dude, you're making videos of yourself scrolling through your gaming contacts and talking absolute nonsense, and you feel the urge to call out anyone on anything? Do something positive for humanity, and only then start calling people out, quote-unquote, especially those who are trying to help. I won't respond to any more of your claptrap or your minions. Goodbye. So, John Doe. Yeah, that's definitely your real name, by the way. Anyways, John, what contribution to the world have you made? What is your positive impact on humanity? I asked him this, and no reply at all. Of course you want to bail out on this argument because you know you lost. And I gave you a chance to defend yourself and a chance for you to say what your big positive contribution to humanity was. And because you clearly rag on me for that, you're the one saying over and over again, I make no impact to anyone whatsoever. So yeah, I asked you what was your positive impact on humanity, and well, no answer. So I clearly win the argument. You're the one bitching out and leaving, and I'm the one who stayed and completely destroyed all of your points, both in replies and video form. Anyway, enough of this idiot. Next comment. You say Joy is no better than Daddy05. Really? I get that she annoys you, but you truly think her annoyance is comparable to child abuse? Come on. And I explained to her that I meant that in the sense that she exploits child abuse for views, which is what Daddy05 did with his kids. He exploited the fact that, his kids are miserable and that he abuses them, and he made profit off of it and made a whole bunch of views off of it. And she was doing the same thing. Granted, she wasn't actually there abusing the kids, but she still exploited child abuse nonetheless, in my eyes. And this person answers my reply with the same exact question, just worded differently. And they say they reiterated, but what the fuck is the point? I already answered your question, so why not present a refutation? Oh wait, you can't. Sorry. I guess I overestimated you, I guess, but whatever. Again, Joy fans, there's really no bothering with arguing with them because they're not going to ever give you a clear refutation. And if they do, it's so easy to refute. It's just so laughable. Really. Anyway, next comment. So this person made a comment about Repsion and said that Repsion did the same thing with Onision, and I explained, well, Repsion didn't make 10 plus videos a day about him like she did, so I think he has the right to call her out on being obsessed. And this person replies with, this is when it gets interesting, oh, there's a limit on how often a subject is supposed to be addressed, is there? Like all of his numerous Onision videos, he's being somewhat of a hypocrite. He applauded her when she made 80 plus videos complaining about Onision. He even helped her. And now that he's discovered she is into New Age mysticism, all of a sudden there's a problem. Well, I don't know about all that. I don't know about his relationship with her. All I know is that he made one video defending her. That's it. But I'm going to focus on the first part of this comment. No, I never said there was a limit on on how often a subject is supposed to be addressed. I don't fucking put words in my mouth, alright? I don't appreciate that. Sure, you can say that I did complain about her being obsessed, yes, but I never said that she had no right to make that many videos. I never said she can't. I just said it's weird and that it's dummy of her to do that. But never once did I say, oh, she's not allowed to do that with her channel because it's her channel, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. But I still have the right to call her out on it nonetheless. And also, I like that you make it out like Repsion did the same thing with Onision, making 80 plus videos on him and making like 10 a day on him when he made 15 videos on Onision in the span of 6 years. 15, and she made nearly 100 in the span of, what, 5 months? I think she joined in, like, late December of 2016, so maybe even a little less than 5 months, so, yeah, what he did is nowhere near comparable to what she does. And I heard she's back to talking about Onision now that the Daddy-O5 thing died down, and pretty much everything has been said and done about it. So, yeah, it's really pathetic of her, right? Anyway, next comment. What she does really isn't your business. If you actually a few of her recent videos, you'd see there are more than average because they're shorter. People complained about her longer videos, so she remedied that. She also said that she won't be uploading at this rate once this is over. Lastly, she's not even in it for the views, and she even says so. So anyways, what she does isn't my business. Okay, she's posting on a public platform. She's open to any kind of criticism. Same with anyone else on this site. So yeah, what she does on YouTube is everyone's business because it's public for everyone to see. If I was talking about someone private or whatever, like if I went into someone's private page or whatever and complained about them, then yes, you have an argument. But she's posting on YouTube and she has tens of thousands of subscribers, and she gets like 10,000 views a video. What she does on her channel is everyone's business, and everyone has the right to call her out. So yeah, what a stupid fucking argument you have there. So, Link Mountaineer, what I do on my channel isn't any of your business, so why don't you get the fuck off my video? Just using their logic against them. People complain about her videos, about her longer videos, so she remedied that. Alright, whatever. She also said that she won't be uploading at this rate once this is over. Yeah, she won't upload at this rate about this certain topic, but once something else comes out, oh, she's going to be making 10 plus videos a day about that subject. Mark my words. She's done it with Onision. She's done it with Daddy-O5. The next big subject on YouTube, she'll do the exact same thing. Lastly, she's not in it for the views, and even she says so. Just because she says so means it's true, right? People, this is the textbook definition of a blind follower. They take whatever the person they worship says as gospel and think it's 100% true because they said it. Oh, she said she's not in it for the views, so that must mean it's true, right? No. Oh, the serial killer, no matter how much evidence is stacked up against him, he says he didn't murder anyone, so that must mean it's true, right? Let's let him go. I know that's a bit of an extreme example, but I still think I can use it here. But yeah, there's nothing really much more to say about this comment, because it really just shows how gullible her fans are, and how they eat up everything she says, and will defend her and kiss her ass till the day they die. I mean, it truly is sad how much they're willing to kiss someone's ass, and on top of that, it's a person they've never met in their life, and will possibly never ever meet in their lives, ever. This is why YouTube worship is pathetic. And I know someone might try to use this against me because I say I'm not in it for the views, but well, I'm not like Joy Sparkle BS where I make multiple videos a day about a topic and milk whatever YouTube drama there is going on currently to death, because I don't do that. So I think I have the right to say she's in it for the views. Because, well, I don't do this for the views, and if I did, I would make my channel like hers, make nothing but drama videos, so I could boost up in subscribers, and boost up in views. And plus, if I were doing it for the views, I wouldn't be calling out someone like Joy Sparkle BS. She only has like 40k subscribers. I would be calling out people with millions of subscribers, alright? So I wouldn't be wasting my time with small, insignificant channels like hers. Anyway, next comment. Obsession, quote unquote. Without her and her strong fighting, the kids would very likely not be with their biological mother now, and the videos are entertaining, informative, and crucial to those who care about the kids. As for Repsion starting the whole obsessed, quote unquote, bandwagon, I lost all respect for him. Well, I'm sure Repsion is crying himself to sleep over you losing your respect for him. Yeah. Anyways, because she's the only one who fought hard for those kids to get away from that toxic environment. Forget Philip DeFranco and all the other popular YouTubers who called out the Daddy05 and started this whole started the whole thing against Daddy05. No, forget that. Joy Sparkle BS did most of the work. She's the one who did everything. Get that. Just stop, alright? Just stop. Because you are factually wrong for saying that. You're retarded. Did I say it was just her? No, she is the one who stayed constantly on top of it and kept it fresh on everyone's mind and gave us instructions on where to help. Who else did that? Many other people. How many of all those YouTubers gave us contact for the Falston group, encouraged us reaching out to the Baltimore police, etc.? Right, just JSBS, so you need to get a damn brain before you respond to people with your ignorance emoji. You're the one telling me to get a brain, yet you're the one using emojis, whatever. I like how you contradict yourself towards the end of your comment. You say it was just her, but then you say it was just her towards the end of your comment, giving her all these props and saying she's the one who gave out the information and did all of the work. Whatever. And you say that I need the brain. Anyways, unfortunately this person is not done yet. So I made this long reply to what this person said and pretty much responded to every single one of the things they said in their reply to me. And this is what they say. I'm not reading all that. You're not worth my time, emoji. You want your side of this to be justified, so of course you'd misinterpret my comment. Get some brains. The first part of your reply alone makes you sound like an idiot. Grow up. Well, of course the first part of my reply would make me sound stupid. I was quoting you after all. If you read this whole thread, you'll see that the reply I left, quoted the part where it said, "Without her and her hard work, the kids would not be out of that house." So yeah, and I write. So I win the argument basically. Cool, because this person is not giving me the courtesy that I gave them. I replied to their replies, and pretty much responded to all the points they made. But they're not going to give me the same courtesy back. They're like, "Oh, this comment is too long. I'm not going to read all that. It's not worth my time." I gave you the time of day, and you can't give me the same thing. At least I'm the one who's responding to your points and listening to what you have to say. You're the one who's doing the internet equivalent of putting your hands over your ears and going, "La la la, I can't hear you, I can't hear you." I mean, if this is not evidence that Joy fans are absolutely pathetic, then I don't know what is. You ramble on like an absolute moron. If trying to validate your point by upping your word count makes you a winner, then sure, feel free to reply. I can clearly see you always have to have the last word, but you're an awfully immature content maker. Prime use for ad block, I suppose. Well, I feel honored being called a moron by you, because you're the one who's too fucking lazy and stupid to read my replies to you and properly respond to them and have a proper argument. You're the one bitching out and being like, "No, I'm not gonna read your replies." I mean, it's just so pathetic, it really is. And, well, thank you for calling me an immature content maker, because, well, I don't seek out to be immature at all. I used to go on and on about how it's important to be mature and all that back in my Meverse days, which are absolute cringe. But now I'm like, whatever, be as immature as you want, you know. May as well have fun in life, right? And prime use for ad block, I suppose. Well, joke's on you, I don't make a cent off my videos. So yeah, there's really no use in doing that. So you're not affecting me in the slightest by turning on ad block. So yeah, you tried but failed. And I write a reply saying, well, pretty much everything I said just before. And this person writes, oh, I see, we're having an argument, but unless I agree to do it on your terms, you're automatically the correct party in the situation. You're pathetic. Nuh-uh, you're the pathetic one. You're the one who chose not to read my replies and bother responding to them properly. I would have gladly had an argument with you if you actually bothered to respond to the shit that I said, but you didn't, so all I did was just mock you and pretty much call you out on how stupid you are and how lazy you are, that you didn't bother to read my replies and bother responding to the things that I said. So that's what makes me win this argument, because you're the one who doesn't feel the need to actually respond to the things that I'm saying. Just go on and whine about me, thinking that I look smart when I really don't. Writing a long reply doesn't make you smart. It just means that I just had a lot to say about what you said. I mean, what would you prefer? Actual refutations or me just calling you a poopy head and that's it? Sounds like that's what you would prefer. Anyway, whatever. I've had enough of this idiot. Next comment. I can't stand her as much as the next guy, but aren't you kind of doing the same thing? Ranting on a popular topic that'll grant you more views. Yes, because Joy Sparkle BS, the woman with 40k subscribers, is such a hot topic. Yes, she is the YouTuber that everyone is talking about, the YouTuber that everyone is subscribed to, and the YouTuber that everyone knows. Idiot. You don't, and I reply, you don't see me making nearly 100 videos about her in such a short amount of time, do you? And then they write, that's not my point, you're still capitalizing on the relevant topic, just like her and a whole bunch of other mofos are. And you missed my point, because I said in the video that I never said in the video that it was inherently bad that she's talking about a popular topic, and I never said it was inherently bad that anyone talks about a popular topic. I don't know where you got that from, but my real problem stems from how overboard she went talking about this popular topic, making nearly 100 videos and making like 10 plus a day. Don't you think that's going a bit overboard? So you cannot compare me to her, because I do not do that. I don't take a popular subject and make nearly 100 videos on it and make over 10 plus about it a day. That's my problem with her. I don't have a problem that she talks about a popular topic. Unfortunately, this comment thread is not done. What's so bad about discussing a relevant topic? That's not my point. At one point in your vid, you mentioned her doing it as if it's something bad, but you're doing it. That's why I commented this, and then I asked him, what part? Give me a bit, I gotta rewatch it now. At 4 minutes and 57 seconds, and then I write, notice that I said multiple videos. Yes, which you also do as well, like other YouTubers like you said as well. You've done multiple Onision, Leafy, and Jacob Sartorius ones, and that's just from scanning through. Okay, the first Onision video I made was back in June of last year, almost a year ago. And the last Onision video I made was back in April of this year. So that's almost a year gap in between. And how many Onision videos has Joy made? Oh yeah, that's right, nearly 100. And she's back to doing Onision videos too. So she's probably gonna pass that 100 video mark very soon. She made Onision video after Onision video every fucking day. And that's not what I did. And that's what I'm criticizing her for. She takes a topic and milks it to death. And that is not what I do. Like I said before, the two Onision videos I made had almost a year gap in between them. The Leafy video, I made my first Leafy rant, well, my first and only Leafy rant, back in July of last year. Another video that's almost a year old. And yeah, I did make another Leafy video, but that was more so about his fan base, but I guess you can say that is also technically a Leafy video, so yeah, I made 2 Leafy videos, and when was that last Leafy video? Back in November of 2016. What is that, 6 months ago now? Half a year ago? And Jacob Sartorius, I made my first Jacob Sartorius video in March of 2016, and my last Jacob Sartorius video in May of 2016. That last Jacob Sartorius video recently turned a year old. Only 2 videos on Onision, 2 videos on Leafy, 2 videos on Jacob Sartorius. How is that anywhere comparable to what Joy does? Because I am criticizing her for making multiple videos a day on a subject, milking it to death, and exploiting the subject to no end. You know, for a person who keeps saying that I'm missing his point, the point of my video seems to just completely fly over your head, because you keep trying to bust me for being a hypocrite, and you try your hardest to do that. You scroll through a year's worth of videos and only come up with this. Yeah, you obviously failed at trying to make me look hypocritical, because I'm not. The point of my video was that she's exploiting YouTube drama to no end and milking the hell out of the subject, which is something I do not do. When I make a video about a popular YouTuber, it's usually just 1 or 2 videos and then I'm done. I never speak of the subject again. How is that anything like what Joy does? But whatever. If you see this video, the point is still going to fly over your head. No matter how many times I hammer the point in, you're still going to be like, oh, you still do the same thing. There's no convincing you, is there? Unfortunately, this still isn't the end. And then I wrote a reply saying pretty much everything I just said in this video. And then he writes, dude, that's still multiple, laughing my ass off. And then I write another reply, which you could pause to read. I'm not going to bother reading it on video. And finally, and you over and under exaggerate the fuck out of the truth. What? Anyways, and now you are calling me a fucking retarded, which means I'm striking a nerve, 'cause I'm speaking the truth, and the truth hurts. I'm sorry, I couldn't control myself there. Yeah, you really struck my nerve, yeah. Okay, sure, you can continue thinking that, yeah, because my day is so ruined because I'm arguing with some idiot online. Anyways, unlike you, just speaking bullshit out of your ass using clickbait and YouTubers' names just to get more views and more quote-unquote fans, more subs, more money. Do I need to explain this even more? Whatever. Just like the people you call out on your little rants are doing. Well, I was right when calling you a fucking retard, because only a fucking retard would write like this. Anyways, I don't know what you mean by over and under exaggerating the fuck out of the truth. Whatever. Again, you did not succeed in striking a nerve at all, just because I called you a fucking retard. All right, because well, that's what you are. All right. The reason I called you retarded is because I kept hammering the same point over and over again, and you still didn't get it, and you still can't get it. And this guy even went on my Black Bond video a few days ago when the video was up, and he was like, oh, see, you make videos on other YouTubers just for views. This is all you do with your channel. And I was like, oh god, this guy really is a retard. I mean, if I wanted to make a video on a YouTuber for views, I wouldn't be making a video on Black Bond, trust me. He only has a little over 20,000 subscribers. I would be going after people like, I don't know, PewDiePie or something like that. So people like that who have millions of subscribers. Why would I, if I wanted to make videos on YouTubers just to be relevant, just to get the views and the subs and all the accolades and shit like that, I would be making videos on way bigger YouTubers. I would be wasting my time on people like Black Bond, alright? Oh, and by the way, Black Bond shared my rant on him on his Twitter page, which, thank you for the attention, Black Bond, and I also appreciate the lovely comments you, left on my video, which, it's funny, I called him out in my rant about, a rant on him and said how it's stupid how he goes on, like, every single video that goes against him and, you know, wastes his time on those videos when he could be doing something more productive with his time, and he does exactly just that. And for a whole day, he was on that video responding to every comment he saw, pretty much. And yeah, he just proved me right there. And well, thank you for doing that, Black Bond. I know you're probably not watching this, but well, thanks anyway for proving me right. Anyways, that's it. And those were just some examples of how idiotic Joy Sparkle BS fans can be. And, well, when that video was uploaded and I started getting an influx of Joy Sparkle BS fans commenting on the video, freaking out, I just laughed. You know, I like it when I piss off people on the internet, or even in real life to an extent. I like it when I trigger people. It's a great feeling because it's just so easy to do on YouTube. Just say anything negative about a YouTuber that a lot of people like, and they freak out and feel the need to just voice how pissed they are at you. I mean, it's really sad and really funny at the same time. And I know the last guy wasn't a Joy Sparkle fan, but he's about as smart as your average Joy Sparkle fan, which means he's really not that smart at all. Anyways, I'd like to close the video saying this. This video is not me saying all Joy Sparkle BS fans are like this, because there were some on my video who were like, yeah, I like Joy Sparkle BS, but you have a point. She does get kind of obsessed with the topics she talks about. So yes, there were some actual rational Joy Sparkle fans, and you know what? I commend them. I commend that they're able to watch a YouTuber and really enjoy that YouTuber, but they can still admit to that YouTuber's faults. That shows that they are rational fans and not fanboys. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a lot of those because pretty much every anti-Joy Sparkle BS video I've seen has these same people in the video, shown in this video actually, defending Joy Sparkle to no end and trying to excuse everything she has done and trying to be like, oh no, she's not obsessed with the people she talks about, and trying their hardest to make her look like a good person, which, find something better to do with your time, seriously, because if you waste your days defending someone on YouTube who doesn't know you and more than likely doesn't even give a shit about you, wait, I take that back, they definitely don't give a shit about you, you have a sad life because, well, instead of wasting your time on a YouTuber and white knighting that YouTuber, how about you go outside and talk to people, do something with your own life instead of trying to make someone else on the internet look as good as possible, because I could imagine that's a really sad life, sitting in front of a computer all day, white knighting a YouTuber. I'm really happy I don't have that life, and I'm really happy I have people in my life to talk to and hang out with, which pretty much everyone in this video clearly doesn't, but whatever. I digress. They're probably gonna see this video, get all mad at me and all that. You know what? I await those comments, because those comments are probably gonna be very, very nice video material. Anyway, this video has gone on long enough. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.